important news today. We now know that Joe Biden will be the nominee of the Democratic Party to run against President Trump. The result, given what's happening with the coronavirus, is less than certain. We don't know where that's going. In fact, we have sent out Freedom of Information Act requests to get underneath and find out the reason for the coronavirus. Was it a leak from a Chinese military biological weapons facility, as I believe it probably was? Why didn't our CIA, our Director of National Intelligence, the FBI, give us advance warning? Did we take our eye off the ball during the Russian witch hunt and during the Ukrainian witch hunt and impeachment? Did this cause these agencies to withhold information to try to harm the reelection of President Trump? We know there's a deep state there. We know that former CIA Director John Brennan and James Clapper, Director of National Intelligence, has left their minions in control, the deep state. What is behind all of this? It's extremely important. And we're going to find out, and we're going to bring cases for the victims, and we're going to hold the government of China accountable for this. The Chinese are good people, particularly the ones that live in the United States who left, but the government is evil. And we will seek the answers, and we will seek the justice. Your Freedom Watch. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. But the only good news is that Bernie Sanders has been soundly rejected, not just by the American people in general, but by his own political party. And with Bernie Sanders' rejection, this communist, this anti-Semite, self-hating Jew who sides with radical Muslims such as Ilham Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Linda Sarsour, who hate the state of Israel, who believes that Fidel Castro has done good things because he's a communist. He has been totally discredited, and so has the Squad. It's clear that the Squad has been thrown out the door, even by the Democratic Party, squeezed like a lemon and thrown in the trash. And that's the only good news here that we have. But we cannot take for granted that this dead man walking, Joe Biden, and he obviously has the onset of either severe dementia or Alzheimer's. He can't even discern the difference between his wife and his wife's sister. He can't communicate properly with people such that he starts cursing at them when he disagrees with them, such as the fight that he got into with a construction worker over confiscation of guns. And yes, that's what the Democrats have in mind. To the extent that Beto O'Rourke was made the czar by Biden with regard to gun rights, tells you where that's headed. And of course, we're going to need our Second Amendment rights to defend against the leftist onslaught, self-defense, only self-defense, when all heck breaks loose in the near, medium term, or distant future. And it will break loose. There will be violence in the streets. There will be a reaction by the ultra-left, comprised of radical atheists, radical feminists, radical Muslims, radical people on the Jewish left. I'm Jewish Christian myself, so I don't mean that in an anti-Semitic way, but it's a reality, and others in our society. So get prepared. Button down the hatches. We're in for a very rough ride, and you need a Freedom Watch. You need a Larry Klayman. You need somebody who's fearless. You need somebody who will peacefully and legally seek to restore law and order to this country because it's out of control. We have federal judges who put their heads in the sand. Just yesterday, another federal judge, Timothy Kelly, got rid of a case for no reason because he didn't want it in his courtroom. And I'll tell you more about that in tomorrow's podcast and in my weekly column on WND.com. We don't have judicial protectors anymore. What we have are people who put their finger in the air and look to see which way the wind is blowing, and that wind blows in favor of both the Republican and Democrat establishments. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, join our Justice League, get off the couch, put the popcorn down, stop listening to Sean Hannity that things are okay. They're not okay. And I don't boost ratings. I don't worry about what's going to happen based on what I say. I say what I believe is the truth. So share this podcast. You can find it at freedomwatchusa.org, at iTunes, at Spotify, at Patreon, Facebook. We tweet it out. Share it far and wide. And join Freedom Watch and contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your private justice department. We're small. We need to get bigger. I need to hire more people. I need to file more cases. Go to freedomwatchusa.org and join our Justice League and contribute to our cause and become part of our cause. God bless you. God bless your family. God protect you and your family in these very dire times. God save America. And of course, God bless our beloved nation. I'll be back tomorrow with another broadcast of our podcast, bringing you up to date on what's going on in our country and around the world.